Now, let me pull my chair up a little bit here. This morning, when I went to get my Stynylres, I actually was going to get the gray. It's about, looks like it's about this full right here. But this one here, it was pretty well full all the way. We haven't used very much of the black. Well, it's full to here anyway. But notice how the black has separated. All the black pigment has gone to the bottom. Well, needless to say, we'd have to shake that up. But I wonder, does that mean that it's deteriorating? I don't know. Interesting. I'm not going to throw it out. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, we should be able to shake that up and reuse it if we want black. Maybe we should actually be using black on this. It might be more authentic, if you know what I mean. But I'm gonna go for the gray. The reason being is because I want the details to stand out against the black in the inside of the funnel, which will be black. Otherwise, you're not going to really notice all that, like the little catwalk and all the rest of it. You're just not going to see it. It's going to blend in. Now, another thing that I want to do is I want to put a little piece of well, I don't have any gauze. That would be the best if I was to put some gauze down into the bottom of that, then pour in my Stynylres and then force the lumpy Stynylres through the gauze. And I'm thinking that would get rid of the lumps. If you remember, last time we had a problem with the nozzle plugging up, and I concluded it was because the Stynylres had gotten a little bit lumpy. Anyway, we'll work on that today yet. Now, our pipes and the cap, I guess you'd call it, that goes on the top of the funnel, that's going to be the NATO black. And these pieces here, I just tried one of these down here now on the masking tape. It sticks pretty bad, you might say. Not only that, but if when it's down on the masking tape, now I don't want to lay it on there because it's hard to pull off, but if when it's down on the masking tape, if I get a little bit too aggressive with my spray, it will have a tendency to pool in the detail, and then if it cures that way, dries that way, well, then we're going to lose the fact that you can actually see, right through it. So I was thinking that why don't I just hold on to it like this and then paint the top of this that I'm holding with the tweezers later with a little brush. And I think that the connection where I've CA'd it together there, it should hold as long as I don't get the spray too close, the airbrush too close. There shouldn't be a whole lot of force. At least that's my thinking. Okay, now these pieces here, they have the opposite problem. They don't want to stay down. So I was thinking, what am I going to do if I hold on to it like this? Then I've got to paint this little part right here later with the brush. Well, I could do that. But then I was remembering that when I had soldered this, I'll put the macro lens on and show you because before we zoom back or before we zoom in, I was thinking these rings here, they could be gray because I want the pulleys that are going to be bent down to be gray so that they'll stand out. However, this ring itself, I believe, should be black. So maybe what we will do is we will spray the whole thing black, and then later on I can go around with a little brush and put a little bit of whatever lighter color I want. So it'll stand out against the number 22 gray, which the side of the funnel will be. Anyway, just let me get the macro lens on and I'll show you what I have in mind here for holding onto these. Okay, clearly we are upside down. And if you notice where I did the soldering, some places it's a little bit, you might say, more heavy duty than others. In other words, the solder had a tendency to run down, like this one here, for instance. Okay, we'll use this as an example. Now, what I'm thinking is that where there's a connection like that, this is very, very strong. I should be able to grab hold of that and squeeze tight and not worry about, breaking the little leg or whatever these things are supposed to be, that goes down onto the plastic part off. So if I was to grab hold of it with the tweezers, maybe that's not a very good one. Maybe that's too cone shaped, and the tweezer wants to slip off. Actually, almost any of these. This one here might be a good one. Just grab hold of it, then I can spray it from the top, and at least that's my thinking right now. It is pizza day. Yeah, and it's my goodness, it's about 20 to 1 already. And for the special topping, oh, before I forget, Kevin, I moved your card over here by Tennessee Jim's. So I didn't want you to think I threw it out because it wasn't sitting right here where it's been for the last 2 days. Yeah. Anyway, as far as the extra topping goes, as I mentioned yesterday, it's nothing special here. All it is mozzarella cheese and ground beef. And I forget the exact calorie count on the average for one of the 8 slices, but it's around 480 calories for what you see right there. Yeah. Now you just knew that I wasn't going to be able to let this go. Or is it a case of I'm looking for any excuse not to airbrush? Oh, that's good. Well, we're going to be waiting another week. I think I got it all. There. Oh. There. Maybe I should put on the macro lens. I might have missed a tiny little spot. What do you think? No? Okay. Now, I had kind of entertained the idea of maybe using toilet tissue here, but I think that it might have a tendency to pulverize, whereas a paper towel, it should still be a close enough weave that it's not going to let the lumps pass through, and yet it's coarse enough that it shouldn't fall apart. This is the first time I'm doing this, so bear with me here, please. This isn't going as easy as I thought it would. Okay, now am I going to need more here? I need something to hold this down so it doesn't unravel. I'm trying not to roll it up too tight. If I roll it up too tight, then the paint is not going to pass through there. Okay, let's see, what have we got now? All right, now this may not work. I doubt if any what you would call lumps are going to make it out the spout. However, it could be that it is going to be too tight a weave. And what I've got here is a sprue. I thought that after we're all through, because I don't want to lose this this syringe. I think it was about a $1.25 or something originally. Yeah, that I should be able to hook onto it, and yeah, that should work. All right. I am wondering if maybe it'd be a good idea to squirt some isopropyl through there first to get rid of any loose. That almost looks like something on the inside there. Yeah, that reddish brown. I wonder what that is. Did I use this thing for something? I don't think so. Maybe I did. Anyway, yeah. So maybe I should pass some isopropyl through there first. And I will be using the isopropyl 99 to clean this out. Yeah, because you remember the styrolrez does dilute down in the isopropyl. So, all right, just let me reset up here. Now we'll try and get most of it out by going through real fast. There's still some down in there. I think what's happening is the paper towel is, maybe I should give it a little bit more pressure here. Sort of squeeze it out. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that was a good idea or not. I would think that in all likelihood, unless the isopropyl is now starting to dissolve the paper towel, which I don't think, I think we're probably ready to try and get our paint in there. Obviously we can't draw the paint up this way. We've got to pour it in this way. And I just realized I don't have my styrolrez shaken up. Oh boy. Okay, here's our gray primer. This is the one we got to shake up. No use worrying about this one. It's probably just going to settle again anyway. But here's what's happened. Just a little while ago, my neighbor was talking to me and wanted to know about if he could come over and have coffee this afternoon. Normally he doesn't come over on pizza day, but yeah, he'd like to come over, and he's a nice guy, so I said sure. So I'm going to call this episode quits, and I know it sounds once again like I'm using any excuse not to airbrush, and you know, it could be there's a little bit of truth in that. I'm not sure. Anyway, all being well, tomorrow, first thing, I'll be all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go here. And we'll try and pass this through our homemade filter system. It may turn out to be a bad idea, but we won't know if we don't try. I know I could have maybe used a coffee filter as well. That might have also worked. But I thought the paper towel was coarse enough that it should hold together. But we'll know tomorrow, because I think there's a 99% chance we are actually going to do it tomorrow, all being well. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we will see you tomorrow.